And we're live. My throat's kind of itchy. When's the last time you cleaned your house?
You want to talk about clean houses?
I have cat allergies. If you know your brother's coming here, you better clean your house. I think
my mic needs to be turned up. I barely even hear myself.
No, I can hear you a lot.
Why don't you just take allergy pills?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. I just can't hear myself.
You need to speak with your chest.
You need to shut up, bangs.
You got to project.
Did you ask for bangs this time when you got your haircut?
Bangs.
You have bangs right now.
Bangs?
Brandon looks like if he put a headband on, he could be like a little girl.
That's a compliment. I'm almost 30.
Like a weird art girl.
You're literally a weird art girl.
That's why I can say
last night you sent me mini food.
Why are you sitting like that?
Because it's comfy.
I sent you my mini charcuterie board because I knew you'd appreciate it.
Yeah, it was good. I zoomed in and there was a lot of details. I don't know how you do that.
Okay, well now I have to go get it. And show it to the camera.
The olives were the best. The green olives, the dark green olives were the best.
Brie was the best.
Brie was pretty good too. Made me hungry.
Now I want brie and olives and meat.
Yeah, I wanted that last night.
Kennedy has an obsession with building little mini foods and different things. Kate has that too.
It's like dollhouse. That's all.
No, it's cool, but like
it's just cute.
That's some patience,
it is
man.
cute.
I don't have patience for it, but it is cute.
I don't either.
You got to hold it up to the center.
Hold it up.
Oh no, she's showing the camera.
For those of you who are listening, Kennedy's holding up a mini food. Wow.
Kennedy, you're talking, but we can't hear you.
The grapes.
That's so cute.
There's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Why can't I hear? Do you guys hear me?
Yes, Brandon.
Yeah.
Why can't I hear myself?
Did you make it with clay?
Yeah, I made it with polymer clay, which is clay that you bake and then it hardens. And then I turned it into a magnet. Put it on my fridge.
Very cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I made other stuff too. I made little keychains. It's just so fun. I just love making
She sent
things.
me. Oh, you saw it.
Yeah.
She sent a little pretzel keychain.
And a macaroon.
And a macaroon.
You could sell those.
Yeah, they're really cute.
You guys say that about literally everything I make.
Because you can.
That's a lot of work, though.
I'm more so like giving it away to friends or just people, and also doing it
like imagine
for myself.
Like I've seen a girl that does this, but you could make picture frames that are like surrounded by all these small things, like themes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've sent you those.
I know. Well, that's what made me think of it. But like, they're so cute. I feel like you could do that, and honestly, you could sell them for a lot of money.
I know, but I don't really think about selling it. I'd rather just I think about what good gifts they would make. She can make such personalized little keychains, and who wouldn't like receiving a handmade, personalized mini item?
Yeah.
Have you ever made a voodoo doll of someone and try to torture it?
No, but honestly, that's smart. I'm gonna try that.
You should try it. Yeah. If anyone's gonna try it, it's probably you, Kennedy. But Mom, can you tell the story of your voodoo torture?
Wasn't really like that. It didn't work for me.
But who did you do it of, Dad?
No.
Who did you do it of?
I don't remember who it was. Some asshole from like elementary school or something.
Mom,
that would torture us all the time.
Big thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring today's episode. So I've been using fragrances all my life, and it's really not great to go online and order one without smelling it. So I would go into department stores and I would smell a whole bunch of them, and I would become completely nose blind and fill the entire place up with a bunch of random fragrances. This is my favorite scent that I got this month. It is called Mancera Paris Cedrat Bois. So this one has citrus, black currant, spices, leather, and vanilla, and it smells absolutely amazing. This is House of Beau Espiritu. I'm probably saying this completely wrong, but it smells absolutely wonderful. If you're like me, I can be kind of picky and I like to try a whole bunch of things before I actually commit to one fragrance. The best part of Scentbird is definitely the fact that you can just experiment with a whole bunch of different fragrances and find the one that suits you. With each fragrance, you get a 30-day supply before you decide if you want to purchase the whole bottle. Click the link below to visit Scentbird's website, or scan the QR code and use the code WalshWorld55 for 55% off your first month's subscription. It's only about $8 for your first month, so don't miss out.
The other day I was looking on Mom's Facebook because her Facebook profiles are like an archive.
I have like 3 of them or something.
Yeah, they're so confusing. But I was looking for pictures of Mom's ex-boyfriend to show Scarlett what he looked like. And I was looking at pictures of Mom when she was like, I don't know how old you were, maybe like in your 30s or something. Yeah. And you literally look like somebody that would just like be in a TV show. Like you're so, I mean, obviously you still are so beautiful, but the fashion just combined with like the fashion back then and what you would wear, and it just like you come off so effortless. And I was like, this is why as a kid I would look at you and be like, I literally want to be her.
Oh my God. I didn't feel like it was effortless to me.
But I also definitely thought you were a stripper when I was a kid.
So did everybody else.
Yeah.
Even the guys I dated.
Literally,
I should have just did that.
No, I thought the same thing. I remember one time you came back from something and you were wearing one of those gas station uniforms, the orange one, like a jumpsuit.
Oh, it was a rough job.
Because you were pumping gas at a gas station.
That was my birthday. No, I worked for a modeling company. It wasn't like that. It was a 2-day job, and we would take these random jobs, and one of them was putting on an orange jumpsuit. I don't know why they had us wear that. It looked like we were in prison. And we had to stand at a gas station, me, all day long, pumping gas for free. All day long. It was some promotion.
I was telling Scarlett Mom how as a kid, I think it was like also the energy you gave off, because it was like you were so beautiful and everyone always wanted to talk to you, and you were so like outgoing and talented and blah blah blah. And
you're making this out to seem like she's lost all of this.
What do you mean?
She keeps using past
what's funny about it is like I never looked at myself like that, so it's interesting hearing it.
Yeah, and this is how I view, like, it's making sense of why I viewed you certain ways as a kid and why I like idolized you so much, because looking at you as an adult and like processing that all as an adult, it's like, yeah, you were this beautiful woman who also were constantly networking and constantly, you knew so many people and would always be talking to people and like
that I definitely did. I was a really good like networker and barterer. Big time. But
you should go on your Facebook and look at old photos of yourself, because it's just like the whole vibe of it's so early 2000s, and it's just funny because you didn't have a lot of money, but you still had like cute style and always had your hair and makeup looking good. And
I so do not view myself like that, especially looking back then. Oh my God, what is that?
You should.
Just playing with the phone.
Mom, you always have really weird interactions with guys in public. Can you tell us about one of them?
One?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the last one you told me about. That's like, people like say some weird to you. I think it's because you're like
really weird.
You're open and easy to talk to, and people see that.
I was not open and easy to talk to that day. I was just getting my lunch.
Because she has OnlyFans.
Right.
No, that's not why.
No, okay, first of all, okay. I was getting my lunch at this little grocery store, and I mean, it's a quiet little grocery store. It's just like in that little town. And I'm just getting food from the salad bar, and this guy's like, hey, and looking at me really weird. And he's like, are you Jen, the painter, the body painter? And I was like, oh yeah. It's kind of, for a minute, I'm like, oh God, somebody's going to recognize me. I've been with the OnlyFans thing. And then I was like, okay, well, I was getting chips and had to leave because I knew he wanted to keep talking. And I was just like, okay, bye. And I go to pay for it, and I hear Jen. He's like running after me in the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, no. And he happened to be parked right next to me.
I told Jesse to come.
Did I tell you this yet, Kennedy? I didn't tell you this one. Yeah. And then you what?
I said I told Jesse to come get the dog and play with him outside because he's.
Yeah, I wonder if that's making noise. It probably sounds like popcorn.
He's banging a bone around.
Yeah.
I want to see how big he is.
He's not that much bigger. I mean, he's bigger, but he's not like...
He's like taller.
He's still puppy. He's still a baby.
Yeah, he's still small.
Anyway, so he's next to me in the car, and he's like, oh my God. I follow you. I follow you on... And his face got like super red. I was like, oh my God, he's going to say something. And he goes, I follow you on your paid accounts. And I was like, okay. He's like, I know you're trying to be discreet. I'm like, so I get in my car, and he's in the next car, and he's like, roll your window down. And I'm like, oh.
I would have just pulled out.
I didn't want to do that because I don't like to piss people off. I like to leave things like finished, not incomplete, like that, because then he could follow me. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna end this. And then I roll my window down, and I'm starting to feel irritated, and he's like, is there any way that you would meet me down at one of the expensive hotels that I gone downtown for dinner or whatever? And I was like, absolutely not. I said, I have a girlfriend. I'm in a serious relationship, and that's that. And he was like, oh, so you don't do anything in person? And I was like, absolutely not. Like, did he not just hear what I just said? And he's like, okay, I'm so sorry to bother you. Meanwhile, his face is so blood red.
Ew.
And then I waited. He pulled
saw
out.
you and took his best chance.
I waited. He pulled out. He turned right. I turned left. And then I told Dakota about it.
At least he left you alone after and wasn't
no, he did. I didn't get a harm, like really bad feeling from him. Just creepy and just like, who does that? Who just approaches somebody in person like that? Like, oh,
no, it's not just approaching somebody in person. It's approaching someone that you pay. Clearly, he pays for your OnlyFans, and I just hate the idea that because. First of all, he could have just said, "I recognize you." He didn't have to say.
Yeah, and then on top of it, he also said, "And you're really pretty in person." And I was like, "Well, I guess you see, I'm not lying." Like a lot of people lie on that because they use like fake pictures and stuff. I've heard.
I think OnlyFans really develops parasocial relationships.
Ooh, it's scary.
Where it's like a very one-sided relationship.
It's really scary sometimes.
We should tell the story about how I was almost an OnlyFans superstar. We should, because it's an incredible.
We should tell the story of the only reason I'm OnlyFans.
Story, I would say.
The only reason I'm on it is because you introduced me to it.
Don't say that. People already think we're weird. We don't even need more weird.
I didn't even know what that was.
I don't care at this point what people think of us.
I don't either.
What's the same comments over and over again? So I'm like, I don't even anymore, to be honest. But anyway,
there's just it just really I don't know. It just doesn't matter to me anymore.
We talk about comments every time. The comments. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
The time I was almost an OnlyFans superstar. I posted, well, first off, just to like,
I wanted to kill you that day.
The few pictures that I posted like 3 or 4. I made like 4K from that.
That's what drove me to do it. I was like,
going places, but my morals, I just couldn't follow through with it.
Maybe you should get back into it.
Maybe I should. Maybe if I'm ever really in dire need of money, I will start posting.
Move out of that area you live in.
OnlyFans.
Towson's
what do you mean?
So
I live
bad.
in a nice place.
Have you seen the news lately?
Bougie little.
What? Have you seen the news
in a
lately?
safe neighborhood. I'm tired of people talking.
A man got brutally stabbed in Towson the other day. For an innocent man, he got robbed and stabbed by kids.
This isn't where we live, though. We live in a cul-de-sac that is away from the rest of the...
Literally 2-minute walking distance.
I shouldn't say this.
Also, somebody else got shot. Last weekend, somebody got shot out by the bars.
Okay.
It's nonstop.
I don't go out to the bars.
Okay. Towson is like a city. So any city is going to have extra violence. That's
I don't know why people talk about it
because it did not used to be like that.
Everyone I know talk about it. I've had no problems.
Well, you're a guy too, so. But then again, there was a guy that got shot.
The area we live, the like street we live on, has nothing.
Yeah, I don't get bad vibes from your street.
Honestly,
but you walk
they're
around.
so strict. Go ahead, Ken.
I think your neighborhood is totally fine. I always felt safe in your neighborhood. It's just like right next to it is a bunch of bars and stuff, but no one's going around to these houses and like it's when people are out and about at the bars or like late at night and it's kind of true that is really any city. If you're scared, you just don't go out at night.
No, it's literally any city. You go to Baltimore City, the Inner Harbor during the day. There's honestly nothing wrong with it, but then you like turn a corner and go into a neighborhood and they'll steal your tires.
And again, that's any city.
I mean,
like,
hey, you can't compare any
Baltimore.
city to
Baltimore is literally one of the highest rated dangerous cities.
It is, but it's the same thing where certain places, like, okay, where Kate lives in Baltimore, you can feel safe walking around. And it is in the heart of Baltimore.
I don't feel safe any part of Baltimore, literally.
No, I would not feel safe walking around.
Maybe it's different because I'm a guy or something.
It is. Because if I was to walk around down there by myself, even said that people will say like the nastiest to her when she's walking.
I mean, yeah, if you're a girl by yourself and you're in your 20s. I don't think
like the harbor itself. I think like that's like the tourist area.
I think it's honestly all down there has just become bad no matter where you are.
Yeah, but also who the goes to Baltimore as a tourist like anymore?
A lot of people do.
A lot of people, yeah.
Don't know but aren't familiar with Baltimore. People who aren't familiar with Baltimore or like didn't grow up there like us, they literally only know certain things about it based off of stuff like The Wire.
Yeah, I was just gonna say The Wire, but The Wire also was in really bad areas. And I mean, that's not.
I don't know. I just feel like I would never go down there now, even to have dinner somewhere.
Dude, you know what's really crazy when you go to other countries and stuff and people ask where you're from and you're like, Baltimore, they're like, what's that?
Yeah, they don't know.
I went to Mexico and no one knew what it was.
I always just say close to New York City.
Yeah, you just say like near DC or New York. Or sometimes they don't know what Maryland is.
Right, that's when the world feels
usually
really
they'll
big.
know Baltimore. They'll be like, oh, I've heard of that. But Maryland,
that's where people get shot, right? Sometimes you tell people like, yeah, I'm from Baltimore. They're like, you're from Baltimore?
Yeah,
because they only hear bad things.
Well, I don't get that reaction, but people are just like, oh, I've heard of that because of like Baltimore Ravens. That's really it, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, the Ravens definitely put us on the map.
Yeah.
And the Orioles, that's literally
To a degree.
I'm surprised we even have teams.
Jen, the body painter, put us on the map.
There you go.
Yeah. Good job, Mom.
No, that was you. You made Jen
What's our
everyone knows.
put
topic
Jen
today?
the body painter on the map.
I wanted to tell the brownie story.
Yeah, you got a little hair sticking up.
No, before we tell the brownie story, I want to ask you guys, what's your guys' opinion on guys wearing makeup?
They can
I think
do
it's
whatever
great.
They want.
I'm just wondering,
Who
like,
cares?
is there a line?
No.
No.
If
They want to wear the full thing.
Hold on,
Let them
before
wear
we
the
get
full
into
thing.
this, I read a comment that said Brandon always asks a question that's somewhat controversial, and then everyone just says you can do whatever you want. And then I don't know, they wrote something else, but it was hilarious because
I
it's actually
literally
true.
don't. I mean, I'm a makeup artist and an artist, so I think guys can get away with whatever they want to do.
Well, I was asking because sometimes if I have a pimple or I want to,
What's wrong with that?
I'm not wearing any right now. This is all natural, guys, all natural. But sometimes when we film the podcast and stuff, I'll wear like a little bit of cover up under my eyes.
and you
stuff,
did that
so I
in
don't
high
look
school.
old.
I literally find it's impressive when a guy doesn't wear any makeup at all and he just like looks good every day, because it's like that's literally just your face.
Yeah,
like you don't
no.
have to do anything.
Thanks.
But like I think I'm
you
not
do
talking
wear
about you, bitch.
concealer.
I'm not wearing any right now. She just complimented me on saying things.
I think especially if you work in the entertainment industry, I mean, makeup for men is incredibly normalized in the entertainment industry. People just don't even know it. They don't know half the time when a man is wearing makeup, because
Right.
if you're not familiar with makeup, you can't detect it. A lot of men, every woman knows how to wear their makeup in a certain way where men will look at them and think they're not wearing any.
Right.
Unless
you
you're
know-
like Brandon, who grew up with sisters.
You know, in Korea, they have like a section in like it's like their version of Sephora. I forget the name of it, but they have like a men's makeup section.
Why? It's this, I guess, to make them feel more comfortable, because it's
Well,
the
because
same.
it's the way that
Probably
there's like
because-
women and men's like razors. It's like
It's
Wait,
probably because the beauty standard in Korea is so high. So it's like, yeah, of course makeup for men would be more normalized.
Well, I've wondered this is just a marketing thing because it's the same exact
Probably.
product.
That's what I'd say.
Like
Yeah.
I get
Yes.
advertising on Instagram sometimes, or I used to, or it was makeup for men. And I was like, what the difference between the
that's
makeup
just-
for men and the makeup for women?
Right.
I know,
That
but
just
I
Is there
just
a
thought
special cream in it?
Yeah, but I just thought it was like interesting because you go to Sephora and people associate that with like a women's store. Like men don't want to go in Sephora because everything's pink and everything's girly looking, and most makeup brands are like catered towards like, I don't know, like
Well, that
they're
just
more
goes to
feminine.
show
They're more
how
pink
strong
and-
marketing is. So
Yeah, so like having like imagine if Sephora had like a dedicated area that was like catered towards men's makeup.
Yeah,
you
I
know, like
think
not
it'd be
everything
great.
was pink. Instead, it was like, you know, for like your skin to make you have good skin and like things like that.
Yeah, there's no prominent men's makeup brand.
No, not that we
I think
know.
it's
of.
gonna
I don't know. I
become
feel
really
like it should be.
popular.
I think it should be less about like makeup for men and more about making makeup brands just more universal, not leaning towards
Yeah, but that-
anyone's side.
I
Here
don't
he
know if that will
comes.
work though, because like people like Claudia are super on the girly side, and if it was too unisex oriented, I feel like you wouldn't like it as much.
I don't know. My mom's makeup, when it was being
I don't think
marketed a
that's
lot
true.
more.
because
brands.
I think if it's like a good enough product, I don't really care what
Yeah.
it looks like.
Like-
But I will say, obviously, the products that are like
you
pink
love
and
the girly.
sparkly.
I see what you post. You post like the pink girly sparkly
Well, I like.
stuff. There's nothing wrong
yeah,
with that.
I like
I'm just
anything
saying.
that's colorful, but also like I do have products that aren't necessarily catered towards anyone, and they're just neutral, whatever.
Yeah,
but
like,
they're good.
like my mom's. Like if you had like a birthmark or scar or
I
something,
feel like
it would
most
be
like
towards that,
foundations
towards
and
anybody.
stuff like that, and concealers, like they're just very
Yeah.
like neutral, gender neutral.
Yeah, but they're still marketed towards girls, so it makes guys feel like they shouldn't use it.
My mom's
It's all
wasn't.
marketing thing. At the end of the day, you're slapping on some.
My
like,
mom's wasn't.
tan
My
cream,
mom
Okay,
whatever.
literally
at
had
that
male
point-
models.
At that point, I'm sorry, but get over it, because I buy stuff that's marketed towards men and it doesn't bother me. So like,
Well, yeah,
if
I
you
feel like
can
A
buy
lot
a
of,
concealer that because it looks a little girly, like
I feel like a lot of women
just
buy
stupid.
men's razors because they work better.
I do.
exactly.
I heard that.
Like I don't give a shit what they look like. I just need it to be like sharp. Like women's razors,
men's
they're like
deodorant.
fucking. They're like they get dull in one
Yeah,
use, and then the
exactly.
men's ones they like can cut through anything.
What about? Oh, here's another thing. Have you heard of dude wipes?
Yes.
Corey and I both
I was
buy these.
literally
They're literally
I was
baby wipes that
literally
just say
gonna
dude
bring that
wipes.
up.
Oh
Well, yeah,
my
because
God.
the
Yeah,
guy
just
doesn't
gonna
want to
bring that
buy. He doesn't want to buy the little freaking.
It's
what are they-
true though. It's in
cotton
your head.
wipes.
Okay, but buying something called dude wipes is way more humiliating, in my opinion.
Do they smell like
if I
a
was at
dude?
No, they're not scented.
Probably.
They're either not scented or you can buy ones that smell like spearmint.
It's the same thing with animals.
I would say-
Spearmint.
You see, you have a spearmint ass.
They have Glandex, which is like for animals, and it's the same damn thing. It's a wipe. It's
Claudia,
the same thing.
I got sent Bella Hadid's new fragrance line, and one of the scents is my favorite scent, probably the only one that you would like, because the other two kind of smell a little like, I don't want to say old lady-ish, but kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
But there's this one that smells like more like cologne, like masculine, but not too masculine to where it's like a girly girl couldn't wear it. And I've literally been wearing that one, and it smells kind of like a man. And I'm like, I don't care if I smell a little bit like a man.
No, there's a perfume, or I would just say it's a fragrance, not really even perfume or cologne, but it's called Father Figure from Fleur. And it is like the best scent. Like I think a man or a woman could wear it, but it's like smells so like clean, but also a little bit like musky. It's
Ooh.
good. It's like my
Try that.
my new favorite one that I use all the time.
Yeah, I kind of like the fresh floral ones that have a little bit of musk underneath. Like I think the unisex ones probably smell
You
the
would
best.
you
Damn,
would like
it's expensive.
how much is it?
$100.
Oh, God.
It's not
They
expensive.
sent like
For-
a whole
for a
line to
fragrance,
me,
that's
and I
not
like
expensive.
never had like I'd maybe used like one. The missing person one is like their most popular, but the Father Figure one, it just smells good.
I kind of like the
Love
ones
it.
that
They
smell
have
like
interesting names.
Vanilla.
cigars and whiskey.
Yeah.
Also,
I was gonna say that's an interesting name for a fragrance.
Father
Mom
Figure.
likes fruity. Mom
Yeah.
likes sweet, fruity, and vanilla.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that too, but sometimes I just kind of want to smell like clean, like fresh and clean.
I feel like every time I smell a little too fruity or too like sweet, it feels wrong to me. Like I like the way it smells, but I'm like, this doesn't feel like it fits me as much.
what if we start a line of perfumes and we make them super unique, like ones that no one else has,
Like
cat,
fruity
I don't wanna do
cereal,
like cat,
fruity cereal.
I don't want to
scent.
do
Fruit
that.
Loops.
You could call one Brandon, one Claudia,
Yeah.
one Kennedy, and one Jen.
Well, what would Kennedy here? Let's do this. What would Kennedy, a fragrance called Kennedy, smell like?
I have no
Cat
idea.
litter.
Fucking cat litter.
No.
Wearing cat piss.
That's not, oh my god, that's so
The only-
Mom's the one with
No, no, no.
11 cats.
The only reason I say this is because I remember watching mean tweets, and Emma Stone, her mean tweet was, "You look like you smell like cat piss," and I can't get it out of my head. And now, like, pale redhead girl, even though I'm dating a pale redhead
Okay,
girl.
so you think Kate smells like cat piss?
No, because
Wait,
she
Brandon.
doesn't own cats. But I like relate Kennedy to like Emma Stone in a sense. So and Kennedy has cats, so that's what my brain goes to. Sorry, Kennedy, you do not. Kennedy doesn't smell like cat piss.
She
guys.
lives with cats.
Yeah, she does. But like that.
She might not own them.
And guess
Kennedy
what?
lives
I
with them.
have an air purifier right next to my litter box. I'm literally sitting 5 feet away from my litter box, and I smell nothing.
How often do you clean your house? How often do you suck up that cat hair?
Throughout the week?
Her vacuum-
Are there layers?
Her vacuum's right behind her.
No.
Get
Yeah, and I
up
fucking
and show
use
us
it.
how you vacuum.
No.
Speaking of vacuuming, Mom thinks vacuuming's a workout.
Oh, is she the one that complained?
Oh, so the app that I'm developing.
Okay, you don't under. You know what? I'm gonna smack
Listen,
that cute little
no,
face.
I got multiple feedback. She's one of the ones, by the way. I didn't tell her who it was.
Improvement.
Here, listen. So I'm developing an app called Superhuman where you
Dakota,
can track.
she needs to get her ass
you
up
can-
here and
you-
defend me because she's with me on
you can
this.
track your workouts and stuff.
I'm not saying that what you're
Can
doing.
you explain what she
No,
did?
no. This is
No, stop.
Listen,
Stop
I
right
get
now.
to
Wait,
speak
No,
first.
we're going to the beginning.
No,
we're going
I
to the
get to
beginning
speak
first.
first.
No,
Let
he
Mom
wanted,
talk. Let
he
Mom
wanted to
talk.
make a lifestyle app.
He didn't say that. He's
Yes,
for
he did.
working out.
Yes, he did. In defense of us, he wanted to make a lifestyle app. Correct.
This was a miscommunication.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, to
Okay.
a
Stop
point, yeah.
now.
But for
Stop. No.
fitness.
No. He said correct. He said correct.
Can you? No.
Okay, wait.
You need to let Brandon get a word in
Let
about what
Mom
it is.
talk. Let
Thank
Mom
you.
say
I
think I
her
should lay
Thank
the,
you.
I think you should let me lay the premise of what we're even
Yeah.
talking about so people understand.
That I will do as long as
Okay.
you say and agree to that
Okay,
part.
I'm developing an app where you can basically make and share. You can make and share
You're
workout
cute, but I'm going to
plans.
still smack it.
You can make and
I told on you.
It was you. It was her the whole
It
time.
wasn't just me. It was Kate too.
We
Can
wanted it
someone
all.
tell the story so I can understand what we're talking
Oh,
about?
I can't wait to tell Dakota. I can't wait.
She didn't say it as bad. She
All
was
right, let me
okay.
let me explain just
You
just what we're
explain
talking about. Okay, Brandon has an app called Superhuman. It's used to track exercises. We've all been using it, the beta version. It's not out yet for like public use, but we all use it every day, like to track our workouts and everything. You can add bonus workouts in. So for example, like I added dog walk because if I take Rooster on like a long walk outside, I add that as steps for the day, whatever. And mom added like house cleaning to hers, which is whatever, because sometimes when you're cleaning, you know, you break a sweat and it's a lot. And then yesterday, we get notified when people finish their
here's
workout.
another thing. There's a leaderboard, and we're in a group with like 16 people. So,
So the more active you are, the higher on the leaderboard you are. So like if you skip your workouts, you'll get dropped down. If you're doing all your workouts, you're not missing any days, you're not skipping, you'll move up the leaderboard and you'll be like number 1, number 2, whatever. And it says you're highly active. So yesterday, I'm laying there, I'm on my phone, and I get notified when people finish their workout, and it says, Jen completed home improvement. And I was like, all right.
Bob the Builder over here.
I was like, this is where I draw the line. I texted Brandon. I was like, mom is literally adding anything that she does.
Weren't.
to
Okay.
this
Cody and I
app.
were talking about it, and I said, we can't put, we painted the house. We painted, and we got up on ladders, and we were painting all day for like 3 hours. She says, just put it in as house cleaning. I'm like, we didn't house clean for 3 hours. She goes, well, we're not going to put it in as painting. So, and then I said, well, we can't do house cleaning again because we did painting 2 days in a row. So I said, just make it home improvements. Home improvements can be a lot of energy, and it could be another activity that would make sense. And that's when that happened. I even said to Dakota, but I don't know if Brandon's gonna like this.
Well, the other thing that I thought was really funny is you put house cleaning on there.
Well, house cleaning, she
and then
asked
Kate
you about
asked me-
house cleaning.
Kate asked me, she's like, your mom and Dakota cleaned their house like 4 times today. She was like, underneath her house.
Okay, but then I checked mom's account, okay, because you can go and see what people have done for the day. And 2 of her workouts for the week were just house cleaning.
Because it's glitched right now, and he is supposed to be fixing it as a bonus workout, and you're not supposed to see that. It's not supposed to replace it to a main workout. Okay, I also work out 45 minutes a day at the gym on top of so my energy is way up there
Yes,
anyway.
but it was showing for the last 2 days that it says you
because we were
completed
painting
your
the
workout.
house. Because we were painting. That's why. And we were just putting it in
Brandon.
there.
I have a question. How many miles does Kate usually log in from working?
How many miles?
10,000
Yeah,
steps.
like what is she? Oh, she does it like that. Okay, so she does that every time she works.
And that was the other thing.
No. For that, I might remove that. I'm not sure yet. If you're doing active jobs, you can put your job in there and it will count towards energy. But I'm debating whether or not to.
All right, I'm going to start
remove
putting
that.
Claudia wiped her ass.
I know.
10
That's what I was
points
making
of
a joke
energy.
about. I was talking to mom yesterday and I was like, there is a fine line because people could start being like, oh, like wiped my ass. Like let's
but
log
obviously
it.
we wouldn't do a
No,
wipe
but the
your
thing
ass
is, it's
activity.
like, yes, but I just think that it's like, it needs to either be like a separate section for like daily tasks.
Well, that's
that
what
you've
he's gotta
completed.
figure out.
Yeah.
Because when it's like, it's taking away from the fact that if you're working out hard, it's like that should be how you can move up. Not cleaning your house helps you move up the leaderboard.
No,
Okay,
but that is
so-
true because extra lazy
That's
people
okay.
can see that and be like,
Right.
oh, I
I
can
They're
get
like,
it.
oh, well, because people will start being like counting themselves like, oh, but I did vacuum for like 10 minutes today. So that counts as an activity, but it's not.
Okay, I
Yeah,
totally
I can
get
see the
that.
argument.
But in all respect, Dakota asked him
Yeah, she
in the
did, she did,
beginning,
she did.
can I put house cleaning as a thing? Because my sister
told
wanted
her,
it.
Yeah, I told her yes, but I see both sides.
No,
I can see that
no.
too. But the next time I paint, I'm going to call you and you can come over and you can do it yourself.
I still
Well-
wouldn't put that in superhuman.
Mom was like, you don't understand how much we were sweating
It was
from that.
our arms. I'm not kidding. We burst sweats and
I'm
our
not
arms were killing
discrediting
us.
that it's exhausting. Like I know house cleaning can be tiring too, but I'm just saying like it's taking away from like the actual hour you're dedicating to like lifting weights and working out hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we did do it
I
after
think
we worked out.
The thing is, mom and Dakota are definitely the 2 people most invested in the app, and they also do work out nearly every day. So it's like they have that mindset. So anytime you feel like you're working up a sweat or doing some sort of workout, now
an activity. Yeah.
It's like
Well, that's
it's
what I'm saying.
programmed into your
If-
head.
And we're trying to use the app the way it's supposed to be used, the way that you said it was supposed to be used,
Well,
or the way
don't-
that you wanted it to
don't-
be used.
No,
This is back to me.
I do blame
it's still
Brandon.
in
I wasn't
testing.
trying to blame like make you guys get.
I'm just glad we
Blame
knew
you
who
guys.
it was because we were trying to figure it out. We went down the list, the whole
I
list.
knew
in the
they were
group.
gonna do
We're
that.
like,
Did
was
you
it-
tell them that somebody was complaining?
No.
He just said,
I wasn't complaining. I just said.
I said that I heard from a few people that they're just asking why you guys are cleaning your house so often.
No. I did not say that. I just said I made a joke to Brandon. I said that you just do activities and log them as your workout.
no, we were just logging lifestyle
Claudia's
stuff.
like, it's gonna start turning into a to-do list.
Well, then that's goes back. Look, it's in
I
a
know, it's
testing
on me.
phase.
It's on me.
No, I just told Brandon. I said it's dependent on if you want it to just be like a fitness app or if you want it to be like a lifestyle checklist.
The good thing about it is it's working. for
Yeah,
us. I don't know. It's
I do like that you feel more rewarded doing like things like that.
well, yeah,
Instead of,
we
like,
can look
hiring
back on the
someone.
day and see every single thing
Well, I
we
just
did.
think those types of things have to be like a separate section of
Yeah,
like you
No,
can't.
I agree.
I
do
can't
agree.
help that people are jealous that our energy's going up because honestly,
Because you're painting and vacuuming.
yeah, but there's no way if we weren't working out, there's no way us cleaning would make it go up that high.
I clean I vacuum clean all the time, and
Then you should be logging it.
well, I don't want to log it because I don't feel like I deserve to get points for just vacuuming my house.
Oh, I
Okay,
do.
maybe we should talk about something else because nobody knows.
It will be out soon.
It'll be public soon.
It'll be
right?
public soon. Yeah.
And then-
We should tell what I wanted to tell last time. The pot brownie story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the funnier
Well, you have to
ones that we
start
have.
with-
Yeah, you have to start, and then
I'll start
there's
with
a
it, yeah.
point where I come in, and then she comes in. It has to be in order, and then Kennedy comes in, because we all had our little part in it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was always terrified. I'm still terrified of drugs. Like I'm terrified to take shrooms. I'm terrified of anything that you completely lose touch with reality. Don't like it. But Nick would always kind of peer pressure me into smoking. So I would smoke with Nick once in a while. I don't really smoke often anymore, but when Nick lived in the house
Okay,
with Cory and I,
he
we
would
would
not
smoke
peer-
often.
Brandon,
I
you
also- I
smoked
wanna
a lot
say,
back
when
in the
what-
day.
When we lived at mom's house, me and Brandon would have movie nights, and every single time he would take mom's vape pen and get high as so.
I don't remember that.
Nick did not peer pressure you.
He would, okay, maybe he didn't peer pressure me, but he was just doing it. So I was like, I guess I'll just join in.
That's not peer pressure.
Yeah, don't make
That's
it
a-
seem bad. Poor Nick just
Nick
gets on
Thrown
this.
under the bus.
No, okay, no. He has, okay, peer pressure between friends is fine. Because, like, we're okay with each other. And it's not like he's like peer pressure me.
It's
like,
a gentle
I
peer
gotta do it.
pressure.
I gotta do it to make Nick happy. No, it's not like that. It's just, he's like, bro, just like do it with me. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing it today. Or sometimes he ended up convincing me. So maybe peer pressure is not the right word. We'll call it something else. But anyway, he really wanted to do brownies, and I never did a brownie before, like a weed brownie, full on weed brownie. So one of his friends, he was like, oh, one of my friends is making them. He makes them homemade. So we should go to his house and we should try them there. Like he's making all these brownies, and he wanted Cory and I to go with him. So we go to this kid's house, and I just knew this kid from high school. I actually bought weed from him once in a grocery store. Like he worked at the grocery store. I went into the grocery store where there's cameras all over the place and bought weed from this kid. And that was the weed that I was hiding. I was like 16, 17. That was the weed I was hiding in your basement in the heater.
Yeah, and
You
that
should have
broken
just asked
heater.
me. I would have gotten it for you.
For like 2 years. Like the weed was in there for so long, it's probably dried out and disgusting.
It was in like a little medicine bottle.
It was in a medicine bottle, so no one can smell it. I don't even know I was hiding it from you.
I know. Yeah, I don't get it.
I honestly don't know why.
I think you were hiding it from me maybe because I would steal it.
You would? I didn't think you smoked. I didn't even think you knew what it was.
I was just in high school and I was like wanted to do anything I could to like.
Oh, any kind of substance.
Well, nothing crazy, but like if I could find weed, I'd be like, yeah, let's go get it out of Brandon's room.
Yeah. Oh.
And I
But-
did.
You stole it?
I stole some of it once, and you didn't have a lot, but I smoked it. I think
Mom, look.
I rolled it up. Oh my gosh!
Oh, he looks like a little stuffed animal.
I think I
It looks
rolled it
fake.
up into like a piece of paper and tried smoking it.
Oh, Percy.
Oh, the first time I ever smoked weed was out of an apple.
I did out of a
Or no,
water bottle.
A water bottle.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
we
people would
used
do.
to
I
do
did that
Like
too.
a-
Water bottle bomb.
Oh, that's so toxic.
We did
You're getting,
toilet
like, the
paper
plastics
rolls
and stuff.
We'd take toilet paper rolls and do it.
Oh, and you blow it out of. Oh, and then you put the
Make a little hole and put the little
No,
tin
what
foil
do you
in
do?
it.
You put the fabric softener sheets in the front, so when you blow
Oh,
it
we
out,
didn't do that.
you can't smell the weed.
No, we didn't
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh.
No, we just
Yeah.
went behind a bush right before high school and just did it every morning.
And smoking your weed didn't get me high, so I walked to
Because it was. old.
Mars, the grocery store, and bought nutmeg and ate 2 spoonfuls of it.
Oh my God, that's another story.
The
Claudia
room was
ate too much
fucking
nutmeg and.
Spinning. I felt so sick. It was horrible.
Ew.
Yeah, do not eat spoonfuls of nutmeg. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went to this guy's house, and
Look at him. He's like, pay attention to me.
He's staring at her like in love with her.
Yeah. So cute.
this guy had the house was about 5 minutes from where you lived, Mom, and it was in the same town. And we went there, and this guy had a roommate, and the roommate, I think he was in the military, or he was going into the military from high school. He was in like ROTC. And we were playing video games, and the guy brings out the brownies, And these are like pretty big brownies. They're like about this big. And he's like, here's a brownie, eat the whole thing. And I'm always super safe and skeptical ever since I was a kid. And I was like, I don't necessarily know if I should eat this entire thing. So I started like taking bites of it. Tasted pretty strong, like the THC oil. Like you could really taste it. Nick just downs the entire brownie. Of course he does. Yeah. Corey, I think, ate like half. Did you eat half?
I warned you. I said, I'm taking a quarter. You should take a quarter.
Corey did it then. Thank you, Corey.
Corey did a quarter. Our other friend, our other friend Yuri, this Russian guy who we're good friends with, he was there too, and our other friend David. So it was me, Corey, Nick, and our friends David and Yuri. We all,
what a group.
The only person who didn't eat the brownie was our friend David. So David was watching us to make sure that no one died, right?
Thank God.
Yuri eats the whole brownie.
Oh my God.
Nick eats the whole brownie. I eat half of a brownie. Corey eats quarter of a brownie. Okay.
That's all you had?
And I don't feel it. I'm like, we're playing some video game. We're playing the video game. And I don't feel it. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I think I'm good to go. And then like slowly, very slowly, it starts creeping up on me where the video game, it starts feeling like I'm almost in the video game. And I was like, what is going on right now? And all of a sudden I hear Yuri starting to like panic about something. He starts getting really panicky and like scared about something.
Oh God.
And it keeps escalating and escalating to the point where David, the one watching us, Yuri is asking David to take him home. He's like, I need to go out of here. Like something feels weird. Like, I need to leave. And as he was saying this, it started making me panic when they were doing that. So I started getting super anxious. So David and Yuri leave. So they're gone. Now the only people that are there are me, Corey, Nick, Nick's friend, and his roommate, the guy from ROTC. Okay. Suddenly, I don't know how this like magically appeared. Like I didn't see it before, but I looked down and there's a gun on the table.
My God. Maybe Yuri saw the gun. That's what he felt like.
Maybe he did. I don't exactly remember like how that worked out, but I think he might have saw the gun on the table. And maybe he was panicking because of that. And the guy looks at me. He's like, oh, do you like that? And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, do I like that? And he was picking it up and he was like showing me the gun and like talking about it and stuff. And I started really panicking. I'm like, this kid has a gun. I have no idea who he is. He just seems sketch. Like the things that they were saying and talking about seem like kind of sketch.
Oh, that's so weird.
And you know how it is when you're high on a brownie. You start losing touch of reality,
worse, yeah.
And everything feels terrifying and gives you extreme anxiety. So everything felt way worse than it actually was, even though we were in a pretty weird situation. This kid had a gun on his table, like showing it off, being like, "Hey, you like my gun?" He leaves. He's like, "Hey, I'll be right back. 1 second." He leaves. He comes back with an assault rifle.
Oh my God.
Like he has like a full gun. He's like, and then he's like showing us his gun. And maybe he was just showing us his gun because he thought it was cool. But to me, it seemed like he was about to kill us. Like they trapped us there. They drugged us. And I was thinking in my head, this is not weed brownie that I had. Like they laced this. Well, I am like high on something that is not weed.
Didn't he end up he got like arrested at some point for something? Like he shot someone.
Yeah. This guy is in prison now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, of course he is.
Because he shot, or I don't think he killed somebody, but he shot
like a neighbor or something,
a construction worker or
so
something.
At what, well, she just went to the bathroom. I don't know where she is.
No, it's fine.
She disappeared.
She's heard the story.
I know, but at what point did you call her?
I remember.
Listen. So I started, okay, the way a weed brownie works, it's not like normal weed where you smoke it and then you're high. And then the high kind of wears off. When you smoke a weed brownie, it starts really subtle.
When you
eat a weed brownie, it starts really subtle and it exponentially gets worse. So it's like a 2 times. Imagine you're high and then you get 2 times higher.
I think that's anything food related.
And then 2 times higher on that. And you're like, there's no way I can get higher than this. And then you get 2 times higher than that.
Anything food related with TCA in it.
Yeah,
it's like that.
It's
THC?
It's so bad.
THC, I mean.
So anyway,
TCA.
I was like,
what did I say? TCA.
I was like, I need to escape from here. I was so high that I don't think I could like open the door to go outside and like walk somewhere or walk out of there. I 100% couldn't drive. I could barely stand. So I was like, guys, I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I closed the door. I lock it. And at that point, I was trying to use my phone to call somebody to either like go to the hospital or rescue me. And because I was panicked, I was freaking out. I could barely stand. I was laying on their floor. I was laying on the floor. I took my phone out and I remember God, this is how high I was. This is so bad. Honestly, I can't believe that people, like humans, can get this high. I was laying on the floor and I was tapping my phone like this. And when I would tap it, it would send a jolt of electricity up my arm through my entire body.
Wait, Brandon, you can't hear you. Can't hear you.
It would send a jolt. It send a jolt of
He's
electricity
that affected still by it that he's
up
like
my arm through
can't
my entire
concentrate.
body. And then the phone, you know, when you drop like a rock in water and it creates a
Yeah.
ripple effect, the phone would go.
Oh my god.
It would go and then go up my arm.
He
It was
probably,
like,
maybe he gave you like what
LSD.
yeah, like something.
Wait, can I just say this is a
Good.
this is a perfect example of how being like too high, so much of being too high is a mindset, because you were so anxious already, but like to me that sounds like something that I would have fun with.
Well, no, not if you're in a situation where you're in a killer's house.
That's what
Exactly.
she's
That's not
saying.
fun.
She's saying stress-induced anxiety is going to make it 10 times
listen,
worse, not fun.
It gets worse than
Yeah.
that. So I was
How did you even manage to call her?
I don't know. Well, listen, I was trying to use my phone and I went to my contacts and it was so hard to just open the contacts and like call somebody in the first place. So I finally opened it and Kendi happened to be the last person that I called.
Oh, thank God.
So I saw her name at the top and I was like, I couldn't see anything else. I was tunnel vision. My vision was pretty much everything was blurry except like one little dot. So you know when your peripheral vision, it's blurry. Imagine that like really, really confined.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I've
could
never
only
been
see
that high.
a little dot of what's in front of me.
No.
So I saw Kennedy and I was like, I tapped it and again it did zzz on my arm. And then she answered and I was like, Kennedy. And she's like, what? I was like, I really don't feel good right now. And she's like, did you think I was with you? Do you think I was joking?
No, I remember. First of all, I remember I knew. I think I had just had a premonition that you guys were going to do this, because the whole day we were together, the whole day, because we were body painting that day, and you had been talking about how you're going to go to this guy's house and eat wheat brownies and get high. And I always hear people's horror stories about edibles and eating too much. And I think at that point, Claudia's ex-boyfriend had taken like that gummy and then got sick from it.
Yeah.
So I knew that like this was a possibility. And I'm sitting there editing a YouTube video at the time, because this was like 2018. And I see Brandon's calling me. The second I see your name pop up on my phone, I'm like, something went wrong, because you don't ever call me after like going out or going to a friend's house. And I was like, something is clearly wrong. And I will never forget the tone of your voice when I answered that, because I've never heard your voice sound like this. And you sounded so genuinely terrified that I don't think I for a second think that you were with me. I think I was literally like, Brandon,
Why are you calling me?
Well, Kennedy, talk about how you're like the last person to call in a situation like that, because you don't like sick people.
well, I mean, I think nowadays it would be more normal, because I'm older and I can handle things a little bit better. But especially at the time, I was 18. Claudia was in nursing school, so it would have just made sense to call her more, or mom. But I think mom was out on a date or something.
Yeah, I was, because then I was on a date and then you call me and I never get calls. You knew I was out, so I never get calls from you unless it's an emergency. And I'm like,
because I think I'm scared.
Yeah,
because
I was like,
Brandon
Well,
also,
let's finish that part. So what happened with the call with you, Kennedy?
I think you just like scared me. And Claudia, were you upstairs?
I was in my room and I remember you came in, you're like, Brandon called me and he's like acting weird, like he feels sick or something. And I was just like, I think I called you.
I remember what happened. So I was talking to Kennedy and she was like, let me talk to Claudia and see if I can like figure something out or we can come get you or whatever. And I was like, okay, like try to go fast. Wasn't I saying that
I know what you're saying.
I need to go. Yeah, go ahead.
You were saying that I needed to pick you up, and I was thinking in my head, like, I can't handle this. I don't want to deal with this. Like, it was stressing me out so much that I was like, I need to pass this off to Claudia.
well, then when did I come in? You called me.
Claudia
Did you just
is good in situations like that.
You called me.
Huh?
When did you call
I don't
me then?
remember.
Because I
probably
remember.
I think she
probably
probably called you after she told me.
No, because she said, I don't know what to do. I said, where's Claudia? And she said, she's somewhere in the house. I said, well, go see if Claudia can do something. Because then she was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to ask Claudia. So I think she called me in between.
I just remember
And
she
then
came to my
you.
room and was like, telling me like panicking about Brandon being sick and scared and whatever. And
she said to me, she thought you needed to go to the emergency room.
No, I did too.
No, you thought you needed to go.
Anyway, I was talking to Kennedy. We hang up. She's just like, I guess she told me that she was gonna go get somebody to help me or something. I was like, you gotta hurry up. At this point, it was still escalating, so it was getting worse, and I genuinely thought that I was going to die. Like, I'm not saying that to exaggerate. Like, I thought I was going to die. And I was like, wow, this is the way I'm going out. This is really pathetic. Like, I'm laying on somebody's bathroom floor, high out of my mind. All I was thinking was, this isn't weed. He laced it. I'm going to overdose and die.
Oh my God.
He still could have.
Yeah.
He still could have.
No,
Definitely.
and maybe there was something in it, or maybe I was just losing my mind.
How do you know?
Corey was fine.
Because I've had that experience like 80 times and it's the same. It's just bad. You had too much.
No, but this was like beyond. And I couldn't stand up. I felt like I was like being pulled into the floor. And I was like, wow, so I guess I'm going to die. And this is so pathetic. And I haven't done anything that I've wanted to do. And I'm going out this way. Like, this is the way I'm going out.
It's horrible.
So in my head, I just thought I was dead. And then I think you called me.
Yeah, I called you.
Claudia called me, and Claudia said she was going to come to pick me up because it was only 5 minutes away or something. And Claudia had a car. You had a car at the time, right? Claudia had a car at the time and could drive. Were you in high school?
No, I was in nursing school.
Oh, you were in nursing school. Yeah, and Claudia's like,
It
okay.
wasn't a minivan.
Claudia was
it was
serious
a Jeep.
about it. I give Claudia props for this. Claudia was serious about it. She was on like a rescue mission. She was like, I'm gonna come get you.
Well, I mean, I was like, if I have to leave, I'll leave.
I don't
but like,
remember.
see
I
if
was
Claudia can do it first, because I already knew you weren't going to die from it.
Well, these guys kept knocking on the door too, being like, they kept
Oh
knocking
my
me like,
God.
are you okay in there? Are you okay?
Did you not realize how loud you were?
No.
The guy who had the gun turned off the music and we could hear you throughout the entire time.
And you said, what was he saying? That he felt like he was going to die?
Him.
She couldn't hear me.
He just said the guy that had the gun turned off the music and they could hear everything Brandon was saying in the bathroom.
Yeah, I had no awareness of anything
So like, what were you
outside of-
saying? You don't remember?
What he was
I
saying
just
on
said
the
I need to
phone
go to the
call.
hospital. Like, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. Like, I'm going to die. Please take me to the
But
hospital
he's
right
saying
now.
it. He's saying it like, oh, it's really bad.
Yeah,
I
like
think I'm gonna
whining.
die.
I'm going to die, guys.
And then I call him, and that's how he answers. He's like, "You need to come get me. You need to come get me now." And I was like, "Send me the address. Like, I'll come pick you up."
Yeah.
So I go, and it's only like 5 minutes away, whatever. I drive down this road, and it's like one of those roads that everyone parks along the street. So it's already a small road, and there's cars parked on literally both sides.
Well, before you get to that part, so we get there and Claudia is like, I'm here. So I had to crawl out. I was crawling.
No, I haven't gotten to there yet.
Oh my God.
And I pull up, whatever. I pull in front of this house. I see them coming out the door. Nick and Cory are walking. Brandon's literally crawling through the grass. Like acting like he's going to throw up in the grass.
Grass that he's about to fall off the earth.
I remember this. I was holding onto the grass and it felt like the earth was turned sideways and I was going to fall off if I didn't hold on to it. That's how
So
I
I'm
was.
sitting there waiting. First of all, I'm like crooked parked and David's leaving and he's like trying to get out. I'm like trying to get out of his way because my car's like can't fit down this tiny ass road.
Oh, side story real quick. So when David and Yuri left, David took Yuri back to his house.
And he put him in the shower, didn't he?
Yuri,
Did he put him in a cold
got in the
shower?
shower with his clothes on for whatever reason, trying to wash something off of him. So David wouldn't come back. David was supposed to be there as the sober
Oh,
one with us. He
shit.
left us by ourselves, and the
Wow.
whole time they were pretty much gone. And by the time Claudia got there, that's when David got back.
Yeah. And so he just like turned around his car and like whatever, sped off. And I'm trying to get out of the way. I'm like back up the car. I'm like running into the curb nonstop because
This
it
is
was
Claudia
so small.
Claudia did like a 15-point turn to try to turn around. She kept going bonk, 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 like hitting the curb like this, trying to. Every time Claudia would hit the curb, remember the jolt thing when I would hit
Right,
the
where
phone?
you're like,
It would send a jolt through my body, and I was like, "Stop hitting the curb!" She kept going. She would hit it, and it would send a shock of electricity in my whole
First
body.
of all, I was like stressed out because I'm like picking him up and he's acting like a giant baby. Like
Yeah, Claudia has no tolerance for
I
that
could be
stuff.
like, no, it's not that, but I was just it was giving me like anxiety. I was like, get in the car, and he like got in the car, and then he was like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna throw up, and then he would get out of the car, and I'm like, come on, like, can we leave? And I was like, you're fine, you're not throwing up.
That's the worst feeling, though.
So finally, he got back in the car, and we drive home, and then that's where the next chaos takes place.
Oh my God.
Where Brandon goes inside, Cory goes inside, Nick's standing on the front lawn like projectile vomiting water. Like literally just like puking everywhere, handing me his water bottle while he's standing over his.
Can I also say when Nick was throwing up on the front lawn, I was in mom's room, which is right above the front lawn. And I'm still editing my YouTube video, but I'm in her room now because I was like, I don't want to be down there when they come in. And I can hear him vaguely some weird noise that didn't even sound like a human throwing up, just like vaguely out of, and I just kept I was wearing headphones. I just kept turning it up until I didn't hear it anymore.
It was bizarre.
Nick's insane. And then on top of that, Nick was asking for more water.
He had an empty plastic like throwaway water bottle and was like, can you please fill this up for me? As he's like fully standing up, like not even bent over throwing. He's just standing up like his 6'5" self, throwing up into the lawn. And I'm like trying to get Brandon inside. He's fucking like crippled. And
Brandon, did you ever actually throw up that night?
No.
When I came
I don't think I did.
home, finally, it was like midnight, and I went downstairs. Your light was on. You were passed out, like in fetal position, and you're on your bed.
Before you got there, I went down and I was like curled up in a fetal position.
Yeah.
Claudia's like, okay, I read online that if you eat something with sugar, it will help you. So she gives me a Dum Dum pop, like a Dum Dum lollipop, and I'm just sitting there sucking.
No,
on
it wasn't a Dum Dum. It was a Yum Earth pop.
Yeah,
those organic Yum Earth.
Well, because I was
I'm just like,
Googling, I was like, how do you like get when you're like greening out? Like, what do you do to help it? And it said like a spike in glucose can help. So like suck on a lollipop or something. And I was like, all right, we have lollipops, so I'll give him that. And also I was like, figured like anything like that could make your mindset feel like you were going to be better would probably help. So I was like, all right, suck on this. And he's like,
I think it helped.
Like laying there with his eyes closed and like cotton mouth, like licking this lollipop. And I think I just gave you water, whatever. And I was like, are you going to be all right? Like I just sat there with you for a little and you were just like laying there, like not really moving. So I was like, all right, I'll just like leave you down here.
Yeah, I got like texts saying like, don't worry about it. You know, she handled it. She's like, I have it under control. Don't worry about it. Just have fun. So I get home at midnight. I open up the door. I see Cory passed out on the chair. I see Nick passed out on the sofa. I go downstairs. Your light's on. You're in a fetal position. I'm like, Brandon. You're like, Brandon, you okay? I turned off your light and checked on you again.
Here's the silver lining. When I
Yeah.
woke up the next day,
we had a hell of a story.
well, we had a hell of a story, and one because my mind tricked me into thinking I was dying the day before, I had like a weird appreciation for life.
You're
the next
reborn.
Day. Like literally, I was like, holy shit, I'm alive. And I was like so grateful to be alive, even though I probably wasn't
That's
going to
what
die. But in
happens.
my head, I genuinely thought I was going to die.
Yeah, it gives you like a whole different
the whole week
dimension.
I was like so grateful
Same.
for everything.
Oh my God. That's how I have this.
What does
This
that
tattoo.
mean?
This is when I
Does
got.
that mean confused?
No, this is a whole thing. It's like
Does that
geometry
mean
art.
sexually
but-
confused?
No, but that's how I got that, because I got super high, the same thing, and I was in like another dimension for a week afterwards. That's what it does to you. It like opens your
I'm
mind
proud
to
to
other
say
things.
I've
What?
never actually greened out. I've had moments specifically with edibles. I feel like edibles, it's happened with smoking weed too, but edibles are scary because like Brandon said, you consume them and they slowly build, and then they peak for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then but they have lasting effects on the body for like up to a whole day or more.
It's so crazy.
So you can technically still be a little bit high the next morning if you take like a ton of edibles, but I do wonder how many milligrams was in those brownies, because it could have been like
a lot.
100.
I think it was a lot, because I remember it. I know what the THC oil tastes like because I've had it before. It tasted like
Yeah.
pure tea.
Yeah.
It tastes
Bitter.
like brownie.
But
It tasted
also
like
bitter.
oil. Yeah,
Bitter.
like a
It's
It's
bitter oil.
crazy
Yeah.
because a normal edible milligram is 10 milligrams, and people who don't have very high tolerances get absolutely f***ed up from that. Like a 10 milligram edible wouldn't do much to me because I have a pretty high tolerance right now. But like you didn't even have a tolerance. So
Well, mom ate
going into
I
that,
think, yeah.
Mom ate a freaking Nerds rope that was like 100 milligrams.
Yeah,
once.
I think the whole
Oh my
thing was
God.
160, and my friends were like talking, and they said, "Yeah, don't do more than this." And this 18-year-old girl was next to me, and I'm like, I'm getting advice from this 18-year-old girl. Like, what am I doing? And I listened to her, and I ended up taking what was 100 out of the 160, and woo, I was.
she was literally like on someone's couch, couldn't move until the next day, couldn't
Yeah.
even drive herself home.
Yeah, and then I woke up and I
was that?
wrote I wrote to him and I said, hey, my friend was with me all night. She's leaving. I have to go to the bathroom, but I know if I get up, I'm going to throw up. Can you bring me a bag? And he's like, you're still here? And he brought the bag down, threw up 8 times, went to the bathroom. And then I couldn't leave for like 4 hours after that. I had to drink ginger ale and eat crackers and all that stuff. And I was like,
horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
bad.
You feel trapped in your own body. But the cool thing
You do
about
feel-
it,
I have-
you feel trapped.
What were you gonna say?
What I was going to say is he had a radio on throughout the whole entire evening. And in my mind, I was listening to it and it was playing out like a cartoon, like movie all night long. Like all the music and all the commercials and all the music, it just ongoing.
I've had moments with weed where I felt like, okay, I'm a little too high right now. But the only time I feel like that is when I start getting like the spins, because that's what I feel like that's what makes people feel sick. And that's what makes people feel like they're going to die, is like a little movement feels like an entire movement in your body.
So then what do you do?
If I've ever felt like that, I just close my eyes and lay down. But in my head, I know I'm fine and I know I'm going to be fine. I'm like, oh, I'm a little too high right now.
I couldn't close my eyes and lay down because I feel like the whole world would be spinning and I'd be like, oh my God.
It's mindset.
It
It's
is
literally
mind.
mindset. The mind is so powerful, and when you're high on something like weed, everything feels hyper focused. And for a while I didn't like weed because it made my anxiety more heightened, and it made any pain I was feeling or any discomfort I was feeling more heightened. And then I feel like because I went on anxiety meds and have like a better grasp on my anxiety and how to handle it, that they made me able to actually enjoy getting high from weed. And now I just know that I can't get too high because, first of all, I have a really high tolerance, and also I just know how to talk myself down. Like I've had moments where I'm like, oh, I'm too high right now. I'm too high right now. But I'm normally in my apartment safe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah. Oh no, that really scared me out of it.
Dude,
to
I
be
have
honest.
trauma from people eating edibles because when I was dating my ex-boyfriend and he decided, it was just me and him home once, because I think you guys might have been in.
Oh, I remember
I was
this.
there.
I remember
No,
this.
you weren't there this time. There was another time and you
Yes, I
weren't
was.
there. No, you weren't.
No, I was.
No,
'Cause I
you
remember
weren't. It happened twice. It happened twice and you were not, no one was home this time because me and him ended up getting both sick. I don't know if it was because.
You did it?
Oh, wait, no.
No, I think that you actually
You're
both got
confusing.
sick.
You're confusing
I'm
it.
confusing another time when he got like too
like,
drunk,
yeah.
or maybe we both got like, I have no idea. That was horrible. And when I tell you I woke up, this is one of the most traumatizing experiences. Multiple. But one of them, this wasn't from weed. It was from either, I don't know if it was from drinking too much or if we both got some sort of
I
stomach
think you
bug.
both just got the stomach bug.
I was sleeping and I wake up out of like a deep sleep to him being like, I need help. Oh my God. I open my eyes. He has throw up all over his shirt.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, I got sick, like whatever. And he had gone to your bathroom because he didn't want
Great.
to wake me, I guess. So I go in your bathroom and there's throw up on the floor, on the walls, on the
I
cabinet,
didn't know this.
all over the toilet,
Ew.
all over him.
Were we out of town?
Yes.
We were in Florida.
I think you were in Florida.
Ew.
And so I had
Immediate
to
breakup.
I had to clean this all up. I'm like cleaning it up. He's useless during this time. I clean everything really good, like bleach everything. And then while this is happening, I start feeling sick.
Oh God.
So then I'm sick, maintaining it and keeping it in one place, the toilet, while he's also sick in a different bathroom. So I'm like taking care of both of us while also being sick myself.
Wait, Claudia, do you think that you guys had like food poisoning?
Food poisoning.
Or do you
That's what
think
it
that
sounds like. Sounds
you were
like food
getting
poisoning.
sick because
Honestly, I have no idea because like it's like my stomach started hurting after, so I don't know if it was from like being stressed and like him like that, the idea of like.
So yeah, I wonder if it was from that or if you were actually sick. But I remember we were in Florida and you were telling me this, and it gave me so much anxiety.
Well,
because
I think
I wasn't even there.
I think for a long time I did have like emetophobia. Like I don't think it was like to the extent that you had it, but like people getting sick always made me like super anxious. Like my heart would start pounding and I would like almost have like a visceral response to it. But yeah, so another time he had a gummy, and I was like, do not eat that, because his friend who would smoke all the time gave it to him, and I'm like, he can handle that, but you can't. I was like, don't eat it. I made this whole big brunch that like me and him and Kennedy, I think, was there too, was eating it, whatever. And he goes upstairs, and I didn't know.
You didn't make a brunch. You made pancakes. That was it.
No, it was like pancakes and hash browns, and it was multiple things because, you know, I had to clean up the vomit. And he went upstairs and ate this gummy.
Okay, true.
He ate this gummy, and I go up, and he's like, he calls me upstairs. His face is white as a ghost. And he's like, I don't feel well. And I was like, I told you not to eat it. Like, you don't tolerate that well. And he was like laying in bed, and he was like, I'm going to be sick or something. And I was like, oh my God. I grabbed the only bag in my room, which happened to be like a paper bag from like Trader Joe's. And he throws up in it. Sorry to anyone that this is triggering. I'm
getting triggered right now.
It was like the whole breakfast that I had made. I lift up the bag. It breaks through it and falls.
No.
This is the real kicker. It falls on top of my baby.
Oh no!
Claudia had like a stuffed animal baby she was
I
sleeping
bought
with.
her.
I had
when
to
she was
listen
like
to that
a
out
baby.
of context.
Oh yeah.
That's not my child.
Not my child, but I
little
had
soft,
like how
stuffed
everyone
baby.
has a baby blanket. I had like called it my baby. Like it was a baby. It was like a little.
You still have that?
I think it's upstairs
It
somewhere.
smelled like powder.
It's like a
baby
soft
powder.
baby, stuffed animal baby that like I had since I was a baby. And I would put like baby powder on it to make it smell good, and I would sleep with it. It was like my comfort thing. I don't know. It was, yes, it's weird. It's creepy looking.
It's not
but-
weird. It is not creepy
I had a
looking.
clown.
She's cute.
Yeah, but
I had
as
a
an
clown.
adult,
With a
I would
clown.
sleep with it.
Yeah.
I was probably like 20, 21. And the vomit got all over my baby. I was
That's
so
gross.
mad. I was so mad. I was so disgusted
Not
and
the
mad.
baby. Is that when you knew you didn't want to be a nurse anymore? Was that the moment of
No,
reckoning?
No, that was when. No. That was when she knew she didn't want to be with him anymore.
Yeah, I was like, this is just not. It was so
'Cause
bad.
he was in many ways that's some man-child ass behavior.
I don't know. What I did with the weed
handle
brownie was
your
man
self.
child.
I don't know. I feel like people get curious
Brandon, that's
and they want
different.
to try it. I mean, you know.
Also, it's just so funny to look back on that because Brandon took like some random who knows what was in it, who knows how much was in it brownie, but that gummy was probably 10 milligrams because that's just what all gummies are.
I think it was more
which
than
is
that.
just- no, I don't.
I think it was more than
then
that.
he's an idiot.
what?
The brownie.
It's also just like I don't know.
I mean, Brandon,
know your
if
body.
someone made that, then it's definitely
I
not
think it's
10
more than
Oh,
milligrams.
that was not 10. I've
No,
had
no,
I've had 10
I'm
milligrams.
talking about the gummy.
Oh, the gummy. The
Talking about
gummy
the
was.
gummy.
I don't know if
Oh.
somebody made that though. It might have been a homemade thing.
No, I know. I'm not saying someone made it. I'm literally saying it was probably 10 milligrams because that's like the
Yeah.
standard milligram for edibles, which is not that much to make him that sick. It's just like he literally couldn't handle weed, and he should have known that.
No, I think he had like an actual intolerance to it because he had tried it multiple other times and like it never went well.
I do not like that feeling
No,
where you're like
that's
feeling
terrible.
woozy and you're out of control, and like my vapes don't do that.
No, I
the stuff
remember
her and I smoke
Do you
do not
remember
do
when?
that.
But when we were sitting in the kitchen once and we took mom's vape and we were like just puffing on it.
Yeah.
I remember I got like not like so high from it, but I got high enough that when I went in the other room and I like laid on the couch and I was watching YouTube and it was making me feel so weird. Like I was like almost like the only thing I could see was my phone playing the YouTube video.
I
And
didn't
was
even
like,
know you did that.
I was like
Like
trying to
television.
calm myself down. Like, okay, you're fine. Just like watch the video. And then I think I ended up just like going to bed and I was fine.
I don't even know which vape that would have been. So
Wow.
I've had different
It was
kinds.
like
I've never-
the clear one that you could like see through to like the oil that was in it or something.
yeah. That was,
It was the one where you press a button before you smoke it.
Yeah.
oh, that was like
I've never had a bad
heavy,
experience.
that was a
with weed
heavier
and-
one.
From my very first experience, my first experience with weed was so good, and then even when I ate the brownie that mom gave me, it still was good. Like I didn't have a bad experience.
I think you're
I was-
just a cautious person.
I also didn't
also
let her have a
cautious,
lot.
but also
You just tolerate it well.
yeah.
I think I tolerate it well, and also I have the type of mind that does well on weed because I know how to self-soothe and calm myself down because I'm just good at that in general. And I have a very creative mind, so it just helps me be more creative. But also, like I was gonna say, because mom said the vapes that we use are so good, I go to legit dispensaries and get like the medical grade stuff. Like,
Yeah.
who knows what the you were eating, and also I feel like weed only gets
Kennedy,
better,
wait.
the stuff that they
You've
offer.
never had like 100 though, right? At once?
No, but I might.
No, don't do that.
I don't think I would do 100.
You'll
I've
be
done
doing
20.
what I did. 100's
Okay,
a lot.
20.
No, I don't.
There will be people in the comments who are like, I do like 200 milligrams, no problem.
No, I mean, I think the average is like 30 because like the candies that I would get were 30 for a whole candy.
No, the average-
I couldn't
no,
even
no.
do that. It
I
was
don't
like
think
30.
The average is not 30. The dispensaries literally, last one I went to here said they don't have edibles that are more than 10 milligrams. 'Cause I was
Really? So
asking.
maybe they
'cause you can-
changed
you
it
can
since
die.
then.
It's just, it's
Yeah,
too
maybe
much.
they
Anyway,
might have changed it.
I think
last
they've
thing.
changed
You
it.
can't-
They do have high potency ones that are like 30 milligrams, or I know they sell them, but they're harder to get.
Yeah, well, I remember this was only a few years ago, but I got it from the medical place, and he said cut them in 4s. So I didn't listen to that. I just took a nibble, and I was out for 4 hours.
Yeah, they're strong.
So yeah, I don't like
Okay,
them.
last thing before we go. I was watching this movie with Anne Hathaway. What's it called?
Oh, I saw that. I love that movie.
What's it called? The Idea of You.
Oh,
It kind of reminded me of You, Mom, because
Yeah,
the
I know,
woman in
yeah.
it is 40 years old and she dates a 24-year-old.
Oh.
The only difference was she dated somebody really, really famous and like with a lot of money. And then you like did the opposite. But besides that, it reminded me of you because you both have like had black hair and
I keep seeing the previews
and she had
for
a daughter.
You should watch
She
it.
had
It's
a
a cute
teenage
movie,
daughter.
but-
Yeah.
So her teenage daughter was 17 and the guy was
Oh, wow.
24.
Okay.
So the
Ooh,
guy was
yep.
only 7 years
It's very
older than
similar.
the girl. Mm-hmm. So how old was just bleep it out. How old was he was like 24.
I think Luis was the one with the most. I think we were 14 years apart.
So how old was that?
So I guess I was, I don't know, when I was 33, he was 21.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
is that right? Is that
So-
math right?
You were 30, only 33.
Is that math right? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was or
Not that
30.
I'm supporting that sort of age gap, but mom, when she's always looked at least 10 years younger than she actually is. So it never looked weird that she was with these guys because you looked the same age as them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it reminded me of too. I was watching the movie and I was like, how the so Anne Hathaway's
She looks
41 in real life.
amazing.
I was like, how the is this woman 41? Like there's not even a single
No,
ounce. Like
she looks
usually you can
so
tell.
good.
Usually you can tell there's like a small, like you have the wrinkles here or like something.
Or
you
like
can tell
you
they
get
got
to that
filler.
filler. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm like, what does she take? Like
She looks
just have
so good.
God genetics.
I feel like she just has taken
think
care
she's
of
a
her
witch.
skin.
I was like, what the
Well, you can tell like she has no sun damage. I don't think she's ever really been. She probably protects her skin from the
And
sun.
then the
Yeah.
daughter looked the same age. I was like confused. I was like, is that supposed to be her daughter?
Yeah.
Like they look the same exact age.
Literally,
It was-
Anne Hathaway is the reason I started wearing sunscreen every day. I had this epiphany like three or 4 years ago where I looked at a picture of her and I was like, holy I want my skin to look like that when I'm her age, because she's also pale
Yeah.
and there's not many like pale people that I feel like when you're pale you automatically age worse because it just like I don't know. I
The
feel like
sun damages you easily.
I mean, the sun
yeah.
definitely damages you, but like I can't say that I stayed out of it all of my life because
Well, you were the same way. Like I think you like age at the same rate as Anne Hathaway. So it just reminded me of you because of that.
I can't.
And you date younger. I guess women who look younger than their age, younger guys end up being drawn to them. But also that movie's modeled after like Harry Styles, who apparently dated older women. He likes older women.
I mean,
because
Dakota's
he
22
doesn't like
years
the young
younger
girls.
than me.
Yeah.
damn.
That's a 22-year difference.
Yeah, Dakota's basically my age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if sunscreen and using sun protection would have been more like
Oh, yeah.
glamorized back then instead of tanning beds, I think so many more people would look so much younger now.
Probably, but like I definitely take the right steps to make sure that I maintain and slow down
Besides the
aging.
tanning bed.
Well, back then.
Yeah, but I'll cover my face, or I have covered my face, or I use Retin-A. I just make sure I always use sunscreen and makeup.
Did
and
people not care about tanning back then? Was it not considered
no,
bad?
it wasn't considered
Like tanning
as
beds.
bad as it is now. No,
So
definitely
tanning beds
not.
were like a healthy
Yeah.
thing. It's like, oh, go tan.
No, I
so
wouldn't
you
say
can
it
be
was healthy. It wasn't
Just
healthy.
for the appearance.
It was definitely not as
'Cause
bad
Dad
as
still
now.
does it
but
all the time, which
there's
I
a lot
don't
of people that didn't
understand.
get so
So
they
bad.
don't care. They
Yeah.
want to be tan, and they'll do
I
it.
used to do stuff like that and I stopped and so many spots have gone away.
Dad could look like a wrinkly old ball sack and he would still think he was the hottest man on earth. So it just doesn't
That's
matter.
confidence, man.
In his mind at this point.
I hope I have that
I know,
kind of
I kind of
confidence.
respect it.
Yeah, no matter what, he just has the confidence. Doesn't give a
I mean, that's good. I'm glad he has it.
I mean, he doesn't look
At
bad.
least
Like
I don't think I've ever heard him say a negative thing about himself.
He does. He would never say that.
For his age, he does look really good still.
Yes, but he
even
would
with all
look
the
so
tanning.
much better if he didn't have sun damage.
Yeah, but like I think he looks like he's in his 40s.
I think he says negative things
Like
about the
late
way
40s.
he feels,
pretty
Kennedy,
wrinkly now.
about his physical, like his
I've
his
never heard him
pains, his
say
ache-
anything
his aches and
negative
pains
about himself physically, though.
Yeah, but like he's like, oh, I'm falling.
That's different. That's different than being like
Falling
not
apart, like, as
confident.
far as-
I'm like,
Right.
oh, I don't like the way I look
Look-wise.
anymore. Like he doesn't care.
Yeah,
Which I think is good.
I do think that.
Embrace it.
Yeah, I feel like the day that you lose that is the day that you could be
Here's the
going
thing.
downhill.
I don't care. I don't care what I look like. I just want to like myself.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I just don't want to look
Well,
at myself
keep-
and be like, ew, you're so old.
Keep working on that, Kennedy. You'll get there one day.
oh yeah, like seriously, when you see your
All right, I'm
first
gonna
wrinkle,
I'm gonna pee my pants.
when you
Let it
see your
out.
first wrinkle, trust me, you're not gonna
It's becoming.
you're not gonna
painful.
love it.
How often do you guys look in the
already-
mirror and try
I
to
already
find
see
wrinkles?
Never.
You never do that.
I don't have wrinkles.
I don't
Well, 'cause
try to
you get
find
the-
them,
you
but
get the
I.
Botox.
Yeah, but also I just
Some
don't.
people
Jesse
say
gets
it's-
Botox. He still has
That
wrinkles.
forehead smooth as a bowling ball.
Go ahead, Kennedy. She's trying to talk.
Sorry, Kennedy.
This is too hard for me. I feel like
Talk
I'm
out.
like a voyeur watching a conversation and to speak in it. It's like pulling teeth.
Yes, but also you're louder than you think to us. So like if you just talk and keep talking, we'll all just stop talking.
Yeah.
Just
That's
talk
literally
over
what I try
us.
to do. That's what I try to do, and then I get distracted because you continue talking. while
No,
I'm
don't
talking,
worry. When Cory
and I
edits,
lose-
he'll go right to your screen, and we'll all be cut out.
Yeah, we'll get turned down anyway. So just keep
Yeah,
talking.
but I can't focus on what I'm saying because you guys
Okay,
are still
just say what
talking.
you're saying.
She forgot.
I just said I try to do that. You probably see it in the footage where I'm like, I know.
We should just have a compilation of you doing that.
Take one of your earphones out.
Literally. That
Why?
has nothing to do with it.
Maybe if you hear us less, you'll
Then
be
I-
able to talk over us.
Okay,
I
were
wouldn't
you
be able to
gonna
hear you.
say
It's
something,
just-
or are you just gonna keep talking about that?
I don't know now.
Goodbye. We're ending it.
How's your memory? You need to stop smoking.
You need to
No.
stop smoking.
She
I don't
forgot
want to
twice.
remember. Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my God, Kennedy. Okay, on that note, Claudia's gonna
Brain's
piss
like
herself.
Swiss
We gotta go.
Peace and blessings.
What'd you say, Kennedy?
So my brain's like Swiss cheese.
That's not good.
That's not Kennedy. Don't be proud
don't
of that.
say that.
That's not good. Fill in the holes. Okay?
I didn't say I was proud of it.
Fill in the holes.
Okay.
There's stuff to take for that.
No.
Not really.
Yes, there is.
Go out.
Lion's
and,
mane.
Go out and let the sun.
Claudia, are you wearing scrubs?
I
It
was
does
putting
look
it
like
on in the
scrubs.
mirror and I was like, I look like I'm going to go work at the hospital.
Yeah, you do.
It's skin.
That's her pajamas.
Those shoes look like an old smelly dog.
You look like an old smelly dog.
Show your shoes to the camera.
They're slippers.
They're dirty.
And also, Cory, why are your socks inside out?
I'm gonna start selling my feet. Can people below let
Do
me
you
know
not
if
like
they
the
would be
feeling of
interested
the
in buying
other
my feet?
side?
Buying your feet.
Or did you not realize they're inside out?
Kennedy, can I be your manager for feet sales?
Can we please end this? I need to
Weirdo.
pee.
15% commission
All right,
for
I'm
my
getting
sister's
done.
feet.
Go.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.